My name is Meagan and I'm going to be showing off my part of Project 2. I worked with Brandon Hoppins and we created a trivia app called Otter. So for the first three use cases, we have predefined users, and so I will open up the app inspector here and it will show the database of a pre-populated score table, pre-populated users, and questions as well here. To show that the predefined users works, I will attempt to log in as admin1. We will log in and you will see that we are able to log in and it displays the admin options as well. If I log out, and log in, you will see that the same thing is displayed except for without the admin settings options. For this one, we will try to log in with bad credentials. So I will first try to log in as admin1 with a bad password. And you'll see that it shows that we have an invalid password. Next, I will try to log in with a user that doesn't exist. So we will say Meagan. And we will log in and you'll see that Meagan is not a valid username. To see the scoreboard, we will log in. We'll just go back to being admin1. To view the scoreboard, you will see here that if we click it, you can see the list of pre-populated scores on the board, and we used a recycler view for this. We are also using live data to keep track of all of the database entities. For the next use case, we're going to delete a user. So we are already logged in as an admin. So we will go to the admin settings, update user accounts, and then we will attempt to delete a user. We will opt to delete test user 1, which is number 2. We will view the user. It pops up in a fragment here that the user details are here. If I were to hit cancel, it would just give us a blank fragment again, but I'm going to confirm delete. You'll see that that user is gone from the database. If I try to view that user now, I get a warning that says no such user. The other option is if I try to delete myself, the user details pop up still, but if I hit confirm delete, I get a toast message that says I cannot delete myself. To add questions to the database, I also need to be logged in as an admin. I will go to update question database and I will add a question. So we are just going to add this hint question here. What color is the sky? Oops, that is the wrong section for this. This is the category. We'll make this random. What color is the sky? Blue, yellow, lime, green, fuchsia. And if you scroll down, you can choose a difficulty. So we'll say hard and submit the question. If we go to the quest table, you will see that that information is now here. All of the questions default to multiple choice type, but you'll see that the category, the difficulty, and the question details were all imported to the database. To delete a question, so same as how you would delete a user, you're going to hit that. It's going to pop up in a fragment. I'm going to delete the question that we just added, which has a question ID of 4. If I view the question details pop up so that you can confirm that that's the question that you would like to delete. Confirm delete gives you a pop-up that says it has been deleted, and you will see that that question is now gone from the database. To clear all highest scores, we will go back to the admin settings page. Once we hit this clear all scores, you'll get a warning here. If you press no, the scoreboard is unchanged and the fragment goes back to being blank. If you hit yes, it says the scoreboard has been cleared, and if you go back to the main menu and you hit view scoreboard, you'll see that they are no longer there and that the score table has actually been emptied as well. To report a bad question, we are going to go to play the game. We will hit play, we'll pick a category, and we will hit compete. It doesn't matter, you can do this from every game mode, but say that I don't agree with this question, I think that it's a bad question, I can hit report question. And right now it says reported question 1, but that's because I forgot to turn notifications on. So we will go here and make sure that this is working. And if I report question now, you'll see that you get a pop-up notification here on the phone as well. So that was notifications, and then as you saw with the modifying users and the questions, that we used fragments for that. The next cases are changing username, so we will quit this and go back to the main menu. To go change your username, you would click on settings, and then you will go to profile, change username. So right now my username is admin1. We're the only person in here. So if I try to use a username that's already in the table and I submit it, you'll say that the username already exists. If I try to change this to say Meagan, if I could spell my own name, we will click submit, and you'll see that my username change was reflected here and here immediately, and that in the user table my username is now Meagan as well. If I would like to change my password, similarly I'll click change password. My current password is admin1. I will change it to hello. And if I try to do that with passwords that don't match, you get a warning that they don't match. If I fix that and I submit it, you'll see that the new password is reflected and that it is hello now. And that's that. That's my portion of the use cases. Basically, I worked mostly on profile settings, changing the questions and the users, and I got the implemented the notifications. Brandon worked a lot on the gameplay and the testing, and he is going to go over that for his portion right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Meagan. And for the sake of the use cases coming up, I did add some questions so that way I can get through more than 3 essentially, and you will find out why. So use case 13, we are going to start from the landing activity, and we are going to select create account or sign up, and we are going to type in the desired account information. It's just going to be Brandon. Sign up. Perfect. And now we are going to log in, and it'll bring us to the landing activity. Perfect. Use case 13 is done, or passes. Next one, use case 14, we are going to select how to play. So from here, we will go to the settings and select this button. And it should give you the list of how you're supposed to be able to play the game. Perfect. Use case 15, select category video games. So, sorry, I'm going too fast. Go back. Starting from the landing activity, it's going to display the option for play. We will select it. Now it will display the options for the categories. For this use case, we will choose video games, and then we are just going to select this game mode, Zen. And as you can see, the question is related to video games. It passed the information through. And down here, you could see that this is the question with the category video games. Perfect. Use case ends. And now we will do the same thing for use case 16. Only this time, from here, we will choose sports. Click Zen, and it says who is that one guy from that one sport. And down here you can see that is that same question with the category sports. Next use case. This time starting from here, after choosing video games, in the game mode activity page, we will select Zen. And for this, we will just select a bunch of answers. Doesn't matter at the moment if they're right or wrong, because in Zen, all it is just an untimed quiz. That's why the time is still at 0 and the strikes are at 0 because we're not competing with anyone, we're not timing ourselves, we're just playing for fun. And in an alternate use case for this, starting from here, we can also just decide to quit. And thus, still no score. Next use case. Use case 18. Once again, starting from here after choosing video games, we will select speed mode. And from here, we can just select a bunch of answers. Now, the difference between speed mode and Zen mode is that this is timed. You can time yourself. So it'll return how many questions you got right, the seconds it took for you to complete it, but the strikes will still stay at 0 because you are not competing with anyone. That comes with the next use case. But for now, we're also going to look at the alternate use, right, for speed mode, where we will just start from here and quit. Still keeps track of the time spent on that screen. Or, the actual playing game mode, right? Next use case, 19. Starting from here, once again, video games, we will select compete. Here, for this case, I'm actually just going to try to get 3 answers correct. We have 10 fingers, yes. The antagonist will be the Covenant for Halo, and then I'm going to try to get everything wrong here. Perfect. So here, keeps track of the score, keeps track of the time, and keeps track of the amount of strikes you get. This is where things get a little interesting. But for now, we are going to go through the alternate use case where you load it up, let it do its thing, and select quit. As you saw, it did keep track of the strikes earlier. The score is 0, didn't get anything right because it never answered. Time had been spent though. Perfect. And next use case. Use case 20. The user gets 3 strikes in compete mode. Why? So typically, as you saw for all these game modes, selecting all or answering all the questions will simply end it. And you can also quit. It doesn't matter how many questions you get wrong. Actually, let's test that first, right? For example, even though I did before, if I get a whole lot of questions wrong, it does not matter. It'll go to the end of the game, or at least the list. But in compete mode, what's different is that if I get 3 strikes, so this is wrong, and this is wrong, it simply just ends the game because you got 3 strikes. 3 strikes, you're out. And that would be the use case for this, right? This way, yeah, okay, perfect. Now, we are going to look at the scoreboard. So currently right now, I'm at the top because I'm the only one here. But the score I got is 3. That's the highest score I've gotten so far in compete mode, and it remembers. Let's look at the score table, as you can see right there. So what we are going to do, I just realized I already started it. Going on to, let's see, going back to landing activities, so part 5 here. We are going to play once again. Only this case, we are going to get 0 correct answers. Compete. Wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. 0 correct answers. As you saw, brings us back. But the reason why we are testing this is to see that in here, this does not update because the score I got was less than my highest score. So in the alternate use, right, we're going to select it again. Only this time, we are going to get more questions correct than the high score I got here. So I clicked the wrong one, didn't I? Play game. Gotta choose video games for now because this is the one that has 5 questions. Okay. So if I get this correct, and this correct, as well as, what's this? The player solves puzzles with portals. That would be Portal. Now I should technically have 5 answers correct, and now this updated. It didn't add anything new, it just updated the score that we have to the highest amount. And we will show that here. It is now updated. Perfect. That would be all the use cases. So besides the use cases, now that we know that we are done with this, I hope so anyway, right? We are going to show that we did indeed have some database tests, tests. Let's see. It was this one. That works. Let me just stop this for now. Okay, sorry. So here we have tests for the database. There is 3 tests so far for the, start at the top, 3 tests so far for the user info. That would be the database that contains the user information. 3 tests for the questions, so database for the questions themselves, and 3 tests for the score, which we use in the scoreboard. And if I were to run them all, they should pass. It takes a while. There we go. See? All tests have passed. To go over what they do, essentially, this one checks to see if we insert a user and if it exists in the database. Oddly enough, I don't know how to show the database when it comes to testing in this file, but for now it's okay. We show that it passes. This test shows or checks to see if the user is already in the database, like if it exists. So here we have to insert it once again, but then this time we check to see if it's in the database. And then there's one for deleting the user, so we insert it and then we delete it and test if it's true. So on and so forth. This one, starting with the questions, is basically just testing if the question was indeed inserted into the database. This one checks to see if it exists. We go by ID here, the question ID. And this test checks to see if we truly deleted the question, which we did by the ID. Yes, I think so. Insert, yeah, we delete by ID right here. And then finally, there is going to be the score tests where we, once again, insert it, see if it's in the database, and then we would check to see if if the score exists in the first place, and if the score is deleted once we delete it. Right? Wow, that's crazy. So that would cover the database tests. Once I figure out where the highlighter is, there it is. Perfect. Should be green, but it's yellow for now. I almost forgot. We did do some GitHub issues, work with it, sorry. I'm already on the GitHub page where there are the issues. So there's some right now for the walkthrough videos, and some of them that are closed, which was adding the normal unit tests, which I will show very soon. But not only that, we also had worked with some pull requests over here. They're already closed, but that is them. So that covers those. Oops, I did not want to do that. That covers those two. As for the intent factories, there's quite a bit actually. I should probably open everything. Let's see. Let's open all of them, at least the ones that are activities. Scroll to the bottom. There's the admin activity, which is the admin page where you get to select the option to change the database for the users, the questions, the score. Let's see, fragments, category, activity, in fact, has the intent factory, not the fragments. Well, they probably do, I don't know. It's been a bit since I worked with it. Game mode activity, as you can see, has it. The how to play activity has it. Landing activity has it. Main activity, I don't believe does it. Or does have it. Maybe it's just, it does. Sorry. Toastmaker, logged in, user verified, information update. There it is. Intent factory. Sorry. Fragment. Play activity has it. The play results activity has it. The profile activity has it. Yeah. Scoreboard activity. Settings activity. The sign up activity. As well as, let's see, the update questions activity and the user accounts activity. Both of those are from the admin page when you select either or. So that covers, oops, no, give me that, there we go. That covers that. As for the intent factories, I don't believe we finished them. Where is it? There it is. There is only 4 tests, which does not cover all the intent factories, unfortunately. Don't know if you want to count any of those points, right? But that is that. Let's see, what about the mandatory stuff? As far as I know, everything here has been shown. GitHub, data diagrams. I guess you'll see these when viewing the... So anyways, great.